Most adults over 50 think blood sugar control begins with cutting more food from the plate. But what if one of the most overlooked tools is not in your kitchen at all? What if it is sitting quietly in your lower leg right now? There is a small muscle deep inside your calf that most people have never heard of. You cannot really see it in the mirror. You probably do not think about it when you walk. And yet research suggests this hidden muscle may help your body handle blood sugar in a very unusual way. Not with a hard workout. Not with a gym membership, not with sweating for an hour, but with a simple seated movement that can be done after meals, while watching television, sitting at your desk, reading the newspaper, or relaxing in your chair. Now let's be very clear from the beginning. This is not a magic cure. It is not a replacement for your medication, and it is not a reason to ignore your doctor's advice. But it does show something extremely important. After 50, your muscles become one of your most powerful blood sugar tools, and the timing of when you use those muscles may matter more than most people realize. Here at Sharp 50, we look at the research and translate it into simple, practical steps for everyday life. No scare tactics, no miracle promises, no confusing medical jargon, just useful information that can help you understand your body better. And by the end of this video, you will learn the simple after-meal movement that researchers have studied, why the first 30 to 90 minutes after eating are so important, and how to use this habit safely whether you are active, stiff, tired, or someone who spends much of the day sitting. You will also learn why this is not really about one muscle. It is about giving sugar somewhere useful to go, and that one idea can change the way you think about every meal after 50. Think of your bloodstream like a road after a big event. After you eat, especially after a meal with bread, rice, pasta, potatoes, sweets, juice, or even a large portion of fruit, sugar from that food enters your blood. That sugar is called glucose. Glucose is not bad. In fact, glucose is fuel. Your brain uses it. Your muscles use it. Your organs use it. Without glucose, your body could not function normally. The problem is not glucose itself. The problem is when too much glucose enters the bloodstream too quickly, and your body has nowhere ready to put it. Imagine cars pouring onto a road all at once. If the parking lots are open, the traffic clears. But if the parking lots are closed, the road backs up, pressure builds, and everything starts moving badly. Your body works in a similar way. After a meal, your blood sugar rises. Your pancreas responds by releasing insulin. Insulin is a hormone, and you can think of it like a key. Its job is to help move glucose out of your blood and into your cells, where it can be used for energy or stored for later. When everything is working well, this system is smooth. You eat, blood sugar rises. Insulin helps move that sugar into your cells. Blood sugar comes back down. But after 50, things can become more complicated. Many adults lose muscle gradually with age, especially if they are less active than they used to be. This matters because muscle is one of your body's biggest places to store and burn glucose. Less active muscle means fewer open parking lots for that sugar after meals. So when you eat and then sit completely still for an hour or two, your muscles are not asking for much fuel. They are quiet. They are resting. They are not pulling much glucose from the blood. That means your pancreas may have to work harder. And over time, if this pattern repeats again and again, your cells may become less sensitive to insulin. In plain language, insulin knocks on the door, but the cells do not answer as quickly as they used to. This is often called insulin resistance, and it can be one reason people feel tired after meals, foggy in the afternoon, hungry again too soon, or drawn toward something sweet even when they just ate. Now, not every afternoon crash is caused by blood sugar. Sleep, stress, medication, hydration, and other health issues can all play a role. But for many adults over 50, post-meal blood sugar swings are worth understanding, because the solution is not always to punish yourself with extreme diets. Sometimes the first step is much simpler. Use your muscles at the right time. Here is the part many people miss. When a muscle contracts, it can pull glucose from the bloodstream to use as fuel. And this can happen in a way that does not rely only on insulin. That means movement gives your body another pathway, a back door. Instead of making your pancreas do all the work, active muscle can help clear some of that glucose directly. This is why a short walk after dinner can feel so different from collapsing into the sofa. It is why cleaning the kitchen after eating may help more than doing the same cleaning an hour later. And it is why even small movements may matter when they are done at the right time. The goal is not harder exercise. The goal is better timing. Say that again in your mind. The goal is not harder exercise. The goal is better timing. That is especially important for people over 50, because many people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s are not looking for another complicated fitness routine. They do not want to be yelled at to train like they are 25. They want something realistic, something they can actually do after lunch or dinner, something that fits into real life. And that is where this hidden calf muscle becomes so interesting. The muscle is called the soleus. It sits deep in the lower leg, underneath the larger calf muscle most people can see and feel. The visible calf muscle helps with powerful movements, like jumping or pushing off when you walk uphill. But the soleus is different. The soleus is built more like an endurance muscle. It helps you stand. It helps support posture. It can work for long periods without tiring in the same way other muscles do. Researchers have been especially interested in this muscle because, when activated in a very specific way, it appears to use fuel differently from many other muscles. In studies, a movement often called the soleus push-up has been linked with improved post-meal glucose handling under controlled conditions. That movement is simple. You sit with your feet flat on the floor. Your toes stay down. Then you lift your heels up and lower them back down. That is it. Toes stay planted. Heels rise. Heels lower. It looks like a seated calf raise, but the focus is gentle, repeated movement, not force. You are not trying to strain. You are not trying to burn. You are not trying to prove anything. You are simply asking that deep calf muscle to wake up. Now, before you try this aggressively, listen carefully. If you have severe neuropathy, poor circulation, recent surgery, leg pain, balance problems, or you are at risk of low blood sugar because of diabetes medication, talk with your doctor or healthcare provider about what kind of after-meal movement is safe for you. For many people, this movement is gentle, but your body is still your body, and your health history matters. Real quick, if this is making sense so far, tap the like button. It helps this video reach more adults over 50 who need practical health information without the fear and confusion. And drop a comment with your age and where you are watching from. Are you 55 in Florida, 68 in Toronto, 72 in London, 61 in Sydney? We love seeing this Sharp 50 community from all over the world, and your comments help others feel like they are not alone. Now stay with me, because the seated heel raise is only the first layer. The real power comes from understanding when to use it, how long to use it, and what other simple after-meal movements may work even better depending on your body. The first thing to understand is that after-meal movement does not need to be dramatic to be useful. A lot of people hear the word exercise and immediately picture running shoes, sweat, machines, pain, and exhaustion. But for blood sugar after meals, the question is not, did you destroy yourself with a workout? The better question is, did you give your muscles a reason to take up glucose? That is a very different idea. After you eat, your blood sugar naturally rises. This is normal. Your body expects it. But if you sit completely still after that meal, especially after a meal with a lot of carbohydrates, your muscles stay mostly quiet. They are not demanding much energy. So glucose stays in the bloodstream longer, and your pancreas has to send out more insulin to help move it along. But when you move, even gently, your muscles begin acting like open storage rooms. They say, send some of that fuel over here, we can use it. That is why the first 30 minutes after eating can be such a valuable window. You do not have to be perfect. You do not have to count every step. You do not have to turn your life into a science experiment. But if your normal habit is to eat and then sit completely still, changing just that one habit may support better blood sugar control over time. Let's start with the seated soleus movement, because this is the one that surprises people the most. Sit in a chair with both feet flat on the floor. Keep your toes on the ground. Keep the front of your feet planted. Now slowly lift both heels, then lower them back down. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Do not bounce. Do not rush. Do not force your ankles. The movement should feel smooth and easy. You may feel the lower part of your calf working. You may not feel much at first, and that is okay. This is not supposed to feel like a heavy gym exercise. It is supposed to be a repeated, gentle contraction. Now here is where most people get this wrong. They think if a movement feels easy, it must not be doing anything. But your body does not only respond to intensity, it also responds to timing and repetition. A small movement done when blood sugar is rising may be more useful than a hard workout done at a random time and then sitting still after every meal. Again, the goal is not harder exercise. The goal is better timing. You can do seated heel raises after breakfast while checking messages. You can do them after lunch while sitting at your desk. You can do them after dinner while watching television. You can even do them during a phone call. Start small. Try 2 or 3 minutes after a meal and notice how your body feels. If it feels comfortable, you may slowly build toward 5, 10, or 15 minutes. Some research protocols used much longer periods under controlled conditions, but that does not mean everyone needs to copy a laboratory setting. Real life matters. For most people, the best habit is the one they can actually repeat. Now, if you already have diabetes or take medication that can lower blood sugar, this is especially important. Do not use this video to change your medication, skip meals, or push yourself without guidance. Movement can affect blood sugar. That is the point. But if you are on certain medications, blood sugar can sometimes drop too low. Your doctor or diabetes care team can help you understand what is safe for your situation. For everyone else, think of this as a gentle tool, not a cure, not a miracle, a tool. The second after-meal movement is the most proven and the easiest to understand, a short walk. This is the one most adults over 50 know they should probably do, but often skip because it sounds too simple. But simple does not mean weak. A 10-minute walk after a meal can help your muscles use some of the glucose entering your bloodstream. Your legs are moving. Your heart rate rises slightly. Your breathing changes. Your muscles begin asking for fuel. And that fuel can come partly from glucose in the blood. You do not need to power walk. You do not need hills. You do not need a perfect route. Walk around the block. Walk in your hallway. Walk around your living room. Walk slowly in the garden. Walk up and down your driveway. Walk inside a shopping mall if the weather is bad. The key is to interrupt the sitting. For many adults, dinner is the most important meal to focus on because dinner is often followed by the longest period of sitting. You eat, sit on the sofa, watch television, and then go to bed later. That gives your body very little help during the time glucose is rising. So try this. After dinner, instead of sitting immediately, walk for 10 minutes. Not 45 minutes. Not an intense workout. Just 10 minutes. If 10 minutes feels too much, start with 3. If walking outside feels unsafe because of weather, balance, or neighborhood concerns, walk indoors. If your knees hurt, walk slowly and use support if needed. If you use a cane or walker, respect your pace. The goal is not to impress anyone. The goal is to help your body handle the meal you just ate. And here is the part that makes this powerful. You do not need to wait until you feel motivated. You attach the walk to something you already do. After breakfast, walk while the kettle boils. After lunch, walk before sitting back down. After dinner, walk before turning on the television. That small link creates a habit, and habits beat motivation almost every time. Stay with me because the next one is where many people in their 60s and 70s leave real results on the table. They think movement has to look like exercise, but one of the best after-meal tools may already be sitting in your kitchen. Housework. Yes, ordinary housework. Washing dishes, wiping counters, sweeping the floor, putting things away, taking out the trash, loading the dishwasher, folding laundry while standing. These do not look like fitness, but they are movement. And after a meal, movement matters. Think about the timing. If you eat dinner and immediately sit down, your muscles go quiet right when glucose is entering the bloodstream. But if you spend the next 10 to 15 minutes cleaning up the kitchen, your body gets a completely different signal. Your legs are standing. Your arms are moving. Your core is helping you balance. Your hands are working. Your muscles are using energy. You are giving glucose somewhere useful to go. This is why clean the kitchen after dinner can become more than a chore. It can become a metabolic habit. And the beautiful part is that you are probably going to do it anyway. You are not adding a new workout to your day. You are simply moving the timing closer to the meal. That is the secret. Not harder, better timed. Here is a simple routine. After dinner, set a timer for 12 minutes. During those 12 minutes, do light kitchen cleanup. Wash dishes. Wipe the table. Put leftovers away. Sweep the floor. Refill water bottles. Prepare something simple for tomorrow. Do not rush. Do not twist aggressively. Do not lift anything too heavy if your back is sensitive. Just keep moving. If you live alone, this can also help break the habit of eating and sinking straight into the chair. If you live with family, invite someone to help. Make it a small ritual. Dinner ends, cleanup begins, and your body gets the message. Food is in, muscles are on. That is the rhythm. Now, the fourth movement is more powerful, but it needs more caution. Chair sit to stands. Some people call these squats, but for many adults over 50, the chair version is safer and more practical. You sit in a sturdy chair. Your feet are flat on the floor, about hip-width apart. You lean forward slightly, press through your feet, and stand up. Then you slowly sit back down. That is 1 repetition. This movement uses some of the biggest muscles in your body, your thighs, hips, and glutes. Bigger muscles can use more glucose because they demand more energy. That is why lower body movement after meals can be so effective. But this is also where people need to be honest. If you have knee pain, hip pain, dizziness, balance problems, or you feel unsteady standing up, do not force this movement. Use a chair with arms, place it against a wall, hold a countertop, ask a professional for guidance if needed. Safety comes first. For those who can do it comfortably, start with just 5 slow sit-to-stands after a meal, not 50. 5. Stand up, sit down slowly, breathe, keep control. If that feels easy after a few days, try 8, then 10. You can do one small set after lunch or dinner. And here is where most people get this wrong. They try to turn it into a workout challenge. They go too fast. They hold their breath. They push through pain. Then they quit because it feels unpleasant. That is not the point. The point is to wake up your largest muscles after eating. A few controlled repetitions can be enough to tell your body, we are using fuel now, and that message matters. The fifth option is for people who cannot walk far, cannot squat, or spend long hours sitting. This is the seated movement menu. Because let's be honest, not every adult over 50 has the same body. Some people are dealing with arthritis. Some have balance issues. Some have nerve pain in the feet. Some are recovering from surgery. Some are caregivers who are exhausted. Some work at a desk all day and cannot disappear for a walk after lunch. So instead of giving one perfect solution, it is better to build a menu. You can do seated heel raises. You can do seated toe taps. You can gently march your feet while sitting. You can squeeze your thigh muscles for a few seconds and release. You can sit tall and do slow arm raises. You can stand up once every few minutes if that is safe for you. None of these is dramatic. None of these looks impressive, but they all interrupt stillness. And for blood sugar after meals, interrupting stillness is the beginning. Think of sitting still after eating like leaving all the lights on but closing the power stations. Energy is available, but nothing is drawing it in. Movement flips the switches back on. Your muscles become active. Your glucose has somewhere to go. Your pancreas may not have to carry the entire load by itself. This is the simple principle behind everything in this video. After meals, open the glucose parking lots. That means your muscles. And the more consistently you do it, the more your body may benefit over time. Now, let's talk about the 52% number, because this is where people can get misled online. You may see videos or headlines saying one simple move drops blood sugar by 52%. That number comes from research on the soleus push-up under specific study conditions. It is interesting, it is promising, and it shows that this deep calf muscle may play a special role in glucose handling. But it does not mean every person who lifts their heels for 2 minutes after dinner will automatically lower blood sugar by 52%. That is not how human bodies work. Your response depends on many things: what you ate, how much you ate, your current fitness, your muscle mass, your medication, your sleep, your stress, your insulin sensitivity, and whether you already have diabetes or pre-diabetes. So at Sharp 50, we want to be accurate. The useful takeaway is not, this one move guarantees a huge drop. The useful takeaway is, small muscle activity after meals may help your body handle glucose better, especially when done consistently. That is the honest message. And honestly, it is still powerful, because it means you do not have to wait for the perfect diet, the perfect gym plan, or the perfect Monday morning to begin. You can begin after your next meal. So here is a simple way to use this after your next meal. Choose one movement, not all 5, just one. If you are sitting, do seated heel raises. If you can walk safely, take a 10-minute easy walk. If you are already in the kitchen, clean up for 10 to 15 minutes. If your legs feel strong and steady, try a few slow chair sit-to-stands. If your mobility is limited, use gentle seated movements. That is it. Do not overcomplicate this. The mistake many people make is trying to change everything at once. They try to cut every carb, walk after every meal, start strength training, count every calorie, drink more water, sleep better, and fix 10 years of habits in 1 week. Then by the next week, they are exhausted. A better approach is smaller and more consistent. Pick your most important meal. For many people, that is dinner. Then make one simple rule. After dinner, I will not sit completely still for the first 10 minutes. That one rule is easy to remember. After dinner, do not sit still for the first 10 minutes. Walk, clean, stand, do heel raises, move gently around the house. The exact movement matters less than the pattern. Meal ends, muscles turn on. That is the rhythm you are building. And over time, that rhythm may help your body become better at handling glucose. Your muscles may become more responsive. Your energy may feel steadier. Your afternoon or evening crash may become less intense. Your cravings may feel less urgent. Again, this will not be the same for everyone. If you have diabetes, prediabetes, or symptoms that concern you, testing and medical guidance matter. A video cannot tell you what your blood sugar is doing. Only proper testing can do that. But this habit can give you a practical place to start. And there is another reason this matters so much after 50. Muscle is not just for strength. Muscle is metabolic protection. Most people think of muscle as something that helps you lift, carry, climb stairs, or stay independent. And yes, it does all of that. But muscle is also a storage tank and a fuel burner. The more healthy, active muscle you maintain, the more places your body has to put glucose after meals. That means every walk, every gentle strength movement, every chair stand, every small movement break is not just helping your legs, it is helping your metabolism. This is why losing muscle with age can quietly affect blood sugar, energy, balance, and long-term health. After 50, muscle becomes part of your defense system, your independence defense, your energy defense, your blood sugar defense, your future defense. That does not mean you need to become an athlete. It means you need to keep sending your muscles the message that they are still needed. And after meals is one of the best times to send that message. Now, here is the simple Sharp 50 after meal plan. For the next 7 days, choose one meal per day. After that meal, move gently for 10 minutes. If you are watching television, do seated heel raises during the first part of the show. If you eat lunch at a desk, stand up afterward and walk for a few minutes if you can. If you finish dinner, clean the kitchen before sitting down. If you want a little more challenge and your body allows it, do 5 to 10 slow chair sit-to-stands. Keep it easy enough that you can repeat it tomorrow. That is the key. Not perfect. Repeatable. Because the habit you repeat is the habit that teaches your body. And here is the payoff most people miss. You do not need to wait until your blood sugar becomes a serious problem before you start acting differently. In fact, the best time to build this habit is when you still feel mostly fine. When your numbers are normal but creeping upward. When your energy is not terrible but not what it used to be. When you are not sick, but you can tell your body is changing. That is the perfect time to use small habits as protection. Because once blood sugar problems become more advanced, they often require more medical support, more monitoring, and more careful planning. There is no shame in that. Many people need medication, and medication can be very important. But lifestyle still matters. Food matters. Sleep matters. Stress matters. Muscle matters. And movement after meals is one of the simplest lifestyle tools most people can actually use. Before we close, let's quickly clear up 3 common mistakes. Mistake number 1 is doing the movement too late. If you wait 2 hours after eating, movement is still good for you, but you may miss part of that early glucose rise. Try to move within the first 10 to 30 minutes after the meal when possible. Mistake number 2 is going too hard. A difficult workout right after a large meal may feel uncomfortable for some people. This is not about pushing your limits. Gentle movement is enough to start. Mistake number 3 is thinking one perfect movement matters more than consistency. The soleus push-up is interesting. Walking is excellent. Chair stands are powerful. Housework is useful. But none of them help much if you only do them once and forget. The body listens to what you do repeatedly, so make it simple. After meals, wake up your muscles. That is the whole idea. And if you remember nothing else from this video, remember this. The goal is not harder exercise. The goal is better timing. If this video helped you, please tap the like button so more adults over 50 can find it. And if you are new here, subscribe to Sharp 50. We share research-based, practical health videos for people who want to stay strong, sharp, independent, and informed as they age. Also, leave a comment with your age and where you are watching from. I would love to know who is part of this community. Are you in your 50s, 60s, 70s, or beyond? And are you watching from the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, Australia, India, South Africa, or somewhere else? Your comment may encourage someone else who is watching quietly and trying to make a change too. One last thing. Everything shared here is for educational purposes only. It is based on research, but it is not a substitute for personalized medical advice. Before making changes to your medication, diet, supplements, exercise routine, or diabetes care plan, talk with your doctor or healthcare provider. They know your specific situation better than any video could. Your body is not finished changing after 50, and that is good news, because it means your next habit still matters. Your next meal still matters. your next 10-minute walk still matters. Small choices, repeated daily, can become protection for the years ahead. Take care of your body, take care of your future, and I will see you